Right, we left the mooring in Isla de la Plata and we're on our way to another island but close to the mainland, which is called Isla Salango, I believe. And we're just sailing out of the bay here. Just the main because we're right in front of the wind. And then we're gonna jibe in a minute and set course pretty straight to the island. And if the wind keeps up like that, it's gonna be a beautiful sail, I think. Thank you.
Might switch to
4-7
outside the island, but
yeah. The wind is not quite as much in our favor as we thought it would be, or as it looked as if it would be, but we're more or less going the right way. And this is what we ran over the other night, or ran into, or got caught by. So you see that big trawl on the front, he has a massive net on the back, and then these little guys that he's towing, they are supposed to make sure that nobody runs through the net or into the net. But I think the guys that we were close to were kind of sleeping or something. Come up here. And we're playing the famous game Knot and Washer. Yay, grouper ceviche! How's that? Good? Take a look. like sailing? Maria brought her cat Turk with her to Karl, and he sailed on Karl before, but he's definitely not very impressed with all the moving going on. He usually hides all day and won't come out before we're safely anchored. With Isla Salango, we had reached the most southern point of this little trip. And now we're actually on our way back, more or less. We're at the same height as Isla Plata right now, but on the side of the mainland. And we're going to a little place. We're going to a little place that has also a tiny little island just off the mainland that we might think might have a little bit of protection, at least, from the swell and the wind. It's called El Islote. We have a beautiful sailing day. It's between 9 and 13 knots of wind on a beam reach, and Karl is just loving it. We're doing around 4 something right now, and we took out the trawler and trawled for some microplastic, so gotta go and count our little microplastic bits in a little bit. And we're just cruising along the coast with a course more or less north-northeast, and we have about an hour and a half to go till we get there. The coast looks really pretty. It's really amazing, especially when the sun is out. Like all the beautiful like sandy rocks, they're all like kind of like yellow, orangey with the green on the top, and it looks really pretty. Well, we just came into the bay here at El Islote with not the last light. We still had probably 2 hours, 1.5 hours to play with. It's a very interesting spot. It's not very protected. There's this island and there's a lot of surf wrapping around the island. And then there's a little uncharted rock that luckily Maria spotted, and then we watched it. We anchored because first we didn't see how big it was. We anchored, and then you know how then sometimes you have a bigger set of waves, and then there's a big wave coming across it. And I just didn't feel comfortable sitting behind that because here you have 3.5 meter tide, so that's like what, 10 feet, and it's just before you've seen all the different stages of the tides, you don't really know how the anchorage is going to be. So, because we won't be able to watch the whole cycle because it's already getting dark, we're parked a little bit further out now. But it seems alright. We're just at the edge of the island, so we still get a little bit of wind, which will hopefully keep us in the swell. For now, the swell doesn't look too bad, and we do see the waves wrapping around the island, but we hope that at this point where we are, it's gonna be okay. Fingers crossed. It's really beautiful, and I'm gonna have an anchor beer now and watch the water movement. We're on our way to Cabo San Lorenzo. It's about 22 nautical miles, 23, just along the coast more or less. I'm not feeling so grand today. I have some kind of stomach bug, so I feel kind of weak and blah. so I haven't really been in the mood for filming too much. But this Cabo San Lorenzo looks really beautiful, so I did have to get out the camera, because I can't have you not see this beautiful little cape. It's really nice. We're gonna go around the corner and hope that we're gonna be slightly protected from the swell, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. My belly was still feeling a little bit blah when we arrived in Cabo San Lorenzo, so Maria took off on a little paddle venture by herself. In about 2 weeks, my little sister is getting married, so it's time to find a safe place for Karl and fly home for this super exciting family event. But more about that next week.